Oi, Vintage. Hi, Vintage. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on Spotify. I'm Bia, and this is the 20 Poucos podcast. You might be wondering, why am I speaking in English? As some of you might know, I take part in a mentorship program provided by UNESCO and Dior, and I'm thrilled to share that my team and I made it to top 20. Since 20 Poucos is the final project being developed in the mentorship program, we are now taking the next step towards internationalization, hosting special episodes in English. And I'm not the only one on this mission. During these episodes, you get to know some of my other team members who will be responsible for hosting interviews with the guests. Our mission is to combat imposter syndrome among Gen Z by featuring inspirational guests, aiming to empower our female listeners and enhance their confidence. Today, we're delving into the story of Julie, a 24-year-old professional from France. She studied hospitality management and then naturopathy medicine, a form of alternative healing, which is currently her focus. Unsure about her career path, she reflected on her interests, realized her passion for travel and helping people, and pursued hospitality management. Julie is a firm believer that everything happens for a reason. After living in Taiwan and traveling to Vietnam, she developed a passion for Chinese medicine, which aligns closely with naturopathy. Now, as an entrepreneur, she runs a business helping people balance their bodies and health, especially women facing fertility challenges. Julie discusses the significant challenges of entrepreneurship, including imposter syndrome and comparison. Now I'm passing my word to Valentine Lucas, my colleague in the Woman at Dior mentorship, who will interview Julie.
Hi, Bia. Hi, Vincent. Thank you for letting me interview. I'm excited for this project. So today I'm here with Julie. Julie, could you start by introducing yourself, your age, your background, and where you're from?
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me today. So my name is Julie. I'm 24, soon 25. I am French. I'm coming from Strasbourg, which is a city in the east side of France. About my background, I studied hospitality management for 3 years, then naturopathy medicine, which is what I'm currently doing in life.
Okay, very cool. So, why the sudden change of careers, and have you ever felt a sense of regret or doubt due to imposter syndrome when you changed your career path, since it's a very big change?
So I think the answer is going to surprise you. In fact, the shift was that I was going to go to hospitality because I always wanted to be a naturopath, but I couldn't join the naturopathic study in France because you have to start when you are 21 and not before. I know it's weird, but in France, the government doesn't recognize naturopathic medicine as medicine in France. It's kind of weird. The government doesn't allow us to practice naturopathy, but it's weird. So I had to wait until I had 21 years old. So I didn't know what to do before. So I thought about what I liked in life, and I like to travel and I like to help people. So I was like, why not hospitality? So I went to Vetel, which was my school in hospitality management. I went there for 3 years and it helped me a lot. Now, I do not regret, I think it was your question, I do not regret to do hospitality before naturopathy because in fact, I didn't have any choice. So I had to choose to do something. And I believe that everything happened for a reason, So I'm happy that I did hospitality. I had the chance to travel, to live abroad, to live in Vietnam for a year.
Okay.
And I love Asia. It's a culture that I really love. And in fact, in the past, when I was in high school, I studied abroad for a year also in Taiwan, which is there that I discovered the traditional Chinese medicine, which is really close from naturopathy medicine that we know in the Western side. So yeah, those 3 years in hospitality gave me time to think about my project, and now I'm really happy that I've done those studies before my naturopathic career.
So the fact that, so I'm going to go back on what you said about being 21. So that was very interesting. And so it's interesting to say as well, and to assume that because of your travels in Asia, that's like what made you want to study naturopathic healings, like in France. But since it wasn't available, but how come is it not available only when you're 21? Is it the French government who requires that you have to be 21 to like enter your school and study naturopathy? Or is it just that your parents told you, okay, you have to wait until you're 21 to study that discipline? We want you to do studies before that are safer, if I can say.
No, it's not my parents at all. It's the school. The school just set in the rules. You have to be 21 because it's kind of like a maturity kind of stuff. Like you have to be mature enough to do those studies because there is no regulation in France about naturopathy, which, for example, in Germany, there is like you have to do 5 years of study and that's the law. But in France, there is nothing about it. So they said, okay, you have to be 21 and that's it. I think they assume that when you're 21, you're mature, but well,
yeah, sure.
You know.
I wasn't mature when I was 21, so that was for sure. Okay.
Well, I think it's real stupid because you can be mature at 18 or you can be mature at 21 or you can only be mature at 30, and what does mature means, you know, like it depends on a lot of people.
It depends on the person, exactly. Okay, so can you explain exactly what you studied during your school, like and what do you do? Like, did you start your business? Like, what can you do after that? Like, after your school, like, what do people do after that type of study? Since it's so uncommon in France, but it's recognized in Germany. So what do people do after with that diploma that is not recognized by the French government, which is quite interesting to know?
So it depends. You have a lot of possibility to do. A lot of people in my class went back to their old work. They didn't feel to start their own business because it's not possible as a naturopath to go inside a business who is already existed. Like you cannot go to an enterprise, or I mean you can, but you can be like, for example, a vegetable seller in an organic food grocery shopping, you know, something like that. But I didn't want to do that, and I didn't want to, for example, just say to people, you can take this supplement, it's good for you, or and buy this vegetable too, it's really good for your health. I mean, it's really short and you do not really give advice to people, and this is what I wanted to do after my study, to be a naturopath. Like that was just what I wanted to do. This is why I did the study, and I didn't want to finish in organic grocery shopping, you know.
Okay, so like, what did you do? Did you like start your own business? Like, what? Explain a little bit. Like, what have you done to become a naturopath? Like, what did you put in place, and how do you like help people? Like, what do you do exactly?
Okay, so after the school, so it was 1.5 years of study, I started my own business directly. And what I'm doing is that I receive people. They come to me with their problem. I listen to them for 1.5 hours. I ask a lot of questions about their health, about the diet, exercise, stress level, basically anything about their health. And then after that, I give them advice about their problem to not solve them, but to help them to balance the body.
Okay.
Because naturopath is not a doctor. This is really important to know. I am not going to heal anybody. I didn't do 10 years of study. This is not what I am doing. Naturopathy is a preventive medicine.
Okay.
It's not it can be a healing medicine, but I am not allowed to say that in France because it would be illegal for me to say that. But in other countries, they are really recognized as doctor. There is a naturopathic doctor who exists in the US, in Germany, in Canada, in Australia, but it's 6 years of study, which we do not have in France, but it's because the government doesn't recognize the diploma and there is no regulation. So this is the problem. But yeah, when I come back to my own business, so I opened it last year, and I specialize in fertility and women health. So I'm taking care of women and couple who has problem to conceive. So yeah, and they came to me, I asked them a lot of questions, as I said before, and then I give them advice to help them in their fertility journey.
Okay,
this is what I'm doing.
So what made you want to decide to focus on this side of the naturopathy? Like, why help women trying to like conceive children? Or can you help with like other domains as well? Or you really just specialize in like fertility?
So I can help in other domain as well, but I choose fertility. I choose fertility and women health because, well, I'm a woman. And exactly. And fertility because it's actually a big problem now. The fertility decrease a lot worldwide, not only in France, but everywhere. And the thing is really sad because women come to me saying, oh yeah, I just saw my OB and he said to me, oh yeah, try for a year and then come back. If it doesn't work, we will do IVF. Well, no, there is a lot of stuff you can do to improve your fertility and women are not aware of that. Women don't know themselves and this is sad. And when I knew that, I was like, yeah, this is my role. I need to help them to first know themselves, know their cycle, know their period, know everything they can know about their body and, you know, how I'm going to say that.
Like be in control of yourself. Do you think it's because there is a lack of education in like school to like teach women about their bodies? Or do you think women just don't search enough or they're not given the opportunity to learn more?
I don't think they don't search enough. I think there is a lack of education for sure. I didn't say that before, but a naturopath is a kind of educator also. I don't know if I can say that in English.
Educator, yeah.
And yeah, I think there is a lack of it and we should teach women how their body works when we are in high school, middle school, even before. Like we can really talk about young girl about, yeah, you're going to have your period. This is why. Explain that it's not gross because in a lot of country, period equal growth. Like why, you know?
When it's just a natural body, it's just biology doing its course. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, so very interesting how you decided to like help women to like empower them more and learn about their bodies. I think that's amazing. So for me to make sure I understood this, you decided to start your own business because you couldn't join another business in naturopathy in France because there's no like open businesses like that. It's not like you can join a medical office or something like that, correct?
Exactly.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about the business side. Like, what was your biggest difficulty you faced starting your own business? Since it's kind of scary, you're young, like, and what are some advice? Like, tell us.
So I wasn't scared to start my own business. Both of my parents are entrepreneurs too, so I wasn't scared about it. But when I was really in it, I was like, wow, what am I doing? Why did I do that? When reality hits, you're like, wow, okay, now I'm on my own. And that was the hardest part, I think. Because when you are in school, you have your teacher. They tell you what to do. When you have a job, you know, you have your boss and he's not always telling you what to do, but, you know, you have a guideline. And when you are on your own, you have to decide everything. When you are your own boss, you have to decide everything. And in school, they don't teach you how to manage money, how to communicate, because, you know, they teach us how to help people with diet, exercise, and everything, what I told you before, but not how to manage money, not how to find clients. So it was really hard and it hits me a lot at the beginning.
Okay.
And one of the hardest thing was I was comparing myself a lot to others who start at the same time as me on social media. And I didn't understand why I wasn't growing because I was doing everything right. But then I stopped and I was like, okay, what do I have to do? What can I do to not feel like that? Because really for a month at the beginning, I was doing nothing. I was crying. I was like, why am I doing this? Why? And then I asked for help.
Okay.
I asked for help with business coach.
Okay, smart.
And
so
she
it was
helped
an
me a lot.
investment. Yeah, so it was an investment for yourself and to help fight the imposter syndrome, because clearly that's what you were feeling.
Exactly.
Like you were like comparing yourself to others. You were like, am I good enough or not? And so you took yourself into action in your own hands and you like found help. Okay. Awesome. So
Exactly.
tell us, how did she help you, and like what did she put in place that helped you out?
Well, about my imposter syndrome, the thing who hit me the most at the beginning, the most difficult part was my age. You said it before, but it was real, how to say that? It was really hard for me about my age because I was really criticized when I was studying. People told me, yeah, you're too young to do that. You're too young to take care of people and everything. I was the youngest of my class. People were like 30, 35, 28 around.
Okay.
And when I started, I was 21. So I was the youngest.
A little baby.
See, that was a problem. People were calling me the baby.
And yeah.
I mean, it wasn't mean, but you know, when everybody tell you that all the time for a year and a half after, you're starting to believe it. And this is a problem because I believed that I was too young to do that.
Okay.
And this is what we worked with my coach at the beginning, to see that my age wasn't the problem and that I was my own problem.
Okay.
And that was hard.
Okay.
Because the thing that I learned the most was the only limit is you.
Okay. True. Very interesting. I love that fact. It's true though.
And the only thing who limits you is your fear. And when I overpassed my fear, everything started to open and unlock. That it was crazy. Like people was telling me that, yeah, you will see when you will not fear anything, it's gonna be okay. I was like, yeah, but this is bullshit. But no. Mindset is doing 70% of the work, clearly.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Very interesting. So it was the help. She really helped you in changing your mindset, and changing your mindset helped you like, did it help you grow your business, bring in more clients, or like, how did that happen? Or did it like help spread your message on Instagram as well? Because there is a saying where it says like, if you put your mind to it and you have like a good mindset, you will attract it. So that's basically what happened with your coach as well. Like she helped you change your mindset. So did it help you like attract more clients, or did she help you give you like another business plan as well to help you, since you were doing everything correctly?
It's really the mindset who helped me a lot, because it's when I felt confident, because it was the question also, I wasn't confident about myself and my business and my ability to do what I was doing. It helped me a lot because my energy shifted. Like when I started believing in myself, everything shifted, and I was more at ease to go talk to people, to say, hi, this is what I'm doing and I can help you. Tell me about your problem and I will see if I can help you. And before I was like, I was too shy. I was like, yeah, I'm going to bother those people. They don't know me and everything, but nothing's going to come to you. You have to get it. So when the energy shift, everything started to change. Really, that was that was the thing who unlocked everything.
Okay, I love it. So changing your mindset is the key to success. Okay, I love it. Great, brilliant. Okay, so what advice and feedback would you give someone who decides to either change careers like you did, even if you knew already what you wanted, but you still studied something that wasn't the field you wanted to study, or to start your own business? Because as you said, nobody teaches you how to deal with money, deal with people, do like the legal paperwork to like declare your taxes and everything. So like, what's an advice that would help someone who decides and who's listening to like this podcast and who would want to like start this?
The first advice who comes to my mind is to jump, to go, listen to your gut. If it's something you feel inside you, it's the right thing. Like really, when I didn't listen to myself in the business fair, nothing worked. But when you start to listen to yourself, to believe in yourself, you're good. The second advice is ask for help. I know at the beginning you want to do everything by yourself. This is what I did, and I know a lot of people do it too. They try to do it by themselves, and some people succeeded. There is no problem. Do not ask for help and to try by yourself, because I tried by myself at the beginning too. But asking for help is really, really beneficial, because you're gonna win time. I don't know if I can say it like that, but you're gonna gain some time, a lot of time, and being surrounded by other, entrepreneur is really powerful. Really, because they can lift you up. Okay. And they understand what you're feeling, because you can have friends, you can have family, and you can tell them that it's hard and you're scared, but they will not understand because they are not entrepreneur. And if you are surrounded by other and you can ask for help because they know your situation, it's really helpful.
Okay, very good. So to be like well surrounded, to have that support to help you keep doing this day by day. Okay, awesome. So even though now like you do what you love and you're quite successful and you've gained confidence in what you do you still have some days where you suffer imposter syndrome, or is this all something from the past, or does some days you have a bad day, can we say?
Who doesn't?
True.
Honestly, I still have some bad days where I'm with my blankets crying in my room. It happened because you are alone, you doubt, and even if you are not alone, I even think about people who has a job with the boss and everything. You have bad days, I have bad days too, but the thing when I'm feeling bad, when my imposter syndrome come back, I always reach out to my vision and to my why did I start to do that. Okay. Why am I a naturopath? Why did I specialize in fertility? Why do I want to do my job? And, a good cry, a bad day, and the other day after you pick up and you go back.
I love it. Keep your mindset set. Like, keep going. I love it. Brilliant. Okay. And so like, what's the best thing about your job? Like what's your favorite thing about your job?
My clients. To see their progress. Like they give me so much love. I don't know how to say it, but that is true, because I talk to them for 3 months, because I'm with them for 3 months, because fertility to improve need 3 months. I'm not gonna tell the story about it here, but you need 3 months. So I'm with them for 3 months, and during the 3 months we talk every day almost, and to see their progress, and they thank me all the time, but in fact, they do the job. I give the advice, but after they do the job, and they thank me a lot. And I'm like, wow, I feel so grateful to do this job and to see those women, getting better and confident. And I love that. I really love it.
Okay, awesome. I love it. Well, this is the end of all my questions. I don't know if there's another thing you wanted to say before we leave, Julie. I don't know if you wanted to say like an advice or like a little a trick that you tell your clients, like something beneficial for their health. I don't know if you want to say something like that as well.
Oh yeah, I can say something. To all the women who listen to us, know yourself. This is the best advice I can give you. Learn about your hormone, your cycle, your period, different contraception method, with hormone, without hormone. Find the thing who is good for you and ask questions. Be curious. It's important to know yourself so you can take care of yourself. This is the first advice I give to everybody.
Okay. Thank you so much, Julie. It was a pleasure to interview you and to have this exchange. It was so nice. So now we're going to go back to Bia.
Thank you, Valentine. Thank you, Julie. That was such an inspiring conversation. The parts about not feeling good enough as a professional resonated with me, and I absolutely love the idea of seeking help, being fearless, and believing in yourself. That, for me, was the most important takeaway from this talk with Julie. It's amazing to see a woman at such a young age already conscious of her capability and knowledge. When it comes to imposter feelings, having a clear purpose is key to stay resilient. Without it, it's tough to keep going because you won't have anything to look forward to. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on Spotify. Thank you, Vintage. See you in the next episode. Beijo, 20.